Welcome. Sorry, my hand is all in the way. I hope and pray that you are having an amazing day. I am out in the field here. It's been a hot couple of days, and I'm out looking at some property, waiting on a client. And I thought I'd just go ahead and share a couple of great tips for you talking to my new small business owners. So, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so happy you are here. I am Nichelle and I am the Startup CEO. I help you start, market, grow, and profit in your business and in your life. If you're not a member of my family, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I bring you lifestyle, travel, business, real estate, and just a dang on good time. Okay. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that you immediately need to do when you start your business. So I own multiple businesses, and I must tell you, in owning multiple business, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with a lot of success, and believe it or not, it has come with some failure. And who likes failure? Nobody. And so when I am speaking and helping people to start, market, grow, and profit in their own enterprise as the CEO of them, I make them aware that you have to do what's necessary and what is expected as a business owner. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to get it caught up in so much stuff that it kind of makes you feel like you're in a rat race, or that you're trying to keep up with others, that you're trying to do what's necessary to keep up with the Joneses. And success is not about keeping up with other people. Success is about doing what makes you happy, that you find that is challenging enough for you, and that you're happy with it. You know, happiness really is an internal motivator. That's what I like to call it, an internal motivator. And being that it's internal, again, it goes back to what makes you happy. And when I started my businesses over 30 years ago, one thing that I suffered with was trying to keep up with the expectations of other people. And I quickly found out that when I tried to keep up with other people, I failed. And as I mentioned, in business, you're going to fail. It's common. It's something that most business people run into. Even the ones that are well established, that have been in business for quite some time, they fail too. And failure is just imminent. So, but success is too. And you have to prepare yourself every day. Get up with the mindset of success. So today I'm going to share with you, as I mentioned, so a couple of things that you need to do, and I'm going to be looking at my notes here so that I can stay on track, because otherwise I'll be talking to you about all kind of stuff and we won't never get to the point of view. Do you hear me? Okay. Yes. So, a couple of things that I know, when I started my business over 30 years ago, you ain't have to do half the stuff that you have to do now. In fact, I didn't have to do none of it. Everything was based upon referrals. Now you got to be out there communicating, you got to be networking, you got to be presently seen on social media. Somebody has to know you, so they know you, so you can refer them, and all kind of stuff. But starting a business is not easy. Making money is not easy. Staying in business is not easy. What is easy is staying focused on that task. Okay. So when you get your business set up, the first thing that you literally want to do, so we know you got your business structure. You want to pay attention to your business structure. Are you an LLC? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a partnership? Are you a corporation? You need to know what you want to be, and you need to know which business you're going to start and which structure, because that will have a lot to do with your tax status. Okay. C Corp, S Corp. That will have a lot to do with your tax status. Starting out, I don't necessarily recommend anybody do C Corp, S Corp, because you got to be of a certain financial status in order to literally get to those levels for the most part. And I also don't recommend anybody becoming a sole proprietor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a business attorney or anything of that sort. I'm just speaking of what I've learned and what I've experienced. When you are a sole proprietor, you set yourself up with so much liability that if anything happens in your business and it hurts somebody else, or it impairs somebody else in any capacity, you are liable. And as a business owner, you don't want to be liable for anything. So I always recommend go with the safest route. And you literally will have to sit down with myself or another business person to kind of hear what it is that you need and desire in that business, to decide which is the best route for you. So when I set up all of my businesses, they we're up under the LLC limited liability aspect. We merged some over into a corporation, kept a lot of them LLC, and we went about it that way. But every business is different. So therefore, I suggest you sit down and talk with somebody to help get an understanding of the type of business you have and what is expected of you in that business. So the first thing you want to do, again, as I mentioned, make sure your structure is sound, make sure it's appropriate for the type of business that you have, and that it will help carry you through the business process. You also want to make sure that you get your EIN, employer identification number, and your DUNS number. Those two numbers are very important. Now, when I first started my business over 30 years ago, I had neither, neither, had none of them. It wasn't emphasized as much. And number one, and reason why it wasn't is because nobody focused in on business credit. Look, not in our community, not starting a business off, they didn't tell us that, that you had to have that identifier, those identifier numbers. So I didn't have them. But now, starting a business, moving forward, 2023 on above, even if you have a business, you don't have it set up, get your employer identification number and your DUNS number. Now, those two things you can do yourself. You can also hire somebody like myself or someone else to do it, but you can do it for free. Okay. All you need to do is go online, set it up with the IRS. Make sure it's the irs.gov website when you're setting up that EIN. And then you can do the same thing for your DUNS number. The second thing that's so important when you're starting your business is you want to make sure you separate your accounts. Do not commingle funds. Many people get caught up, mixed up, in trouble because they're commingling funds in a personal account and in a business account. Make sure you keep those accounts two separate entities. And it is imperative that you do that for financial reasons, for tax write off reasons, and just to run a great operational business. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself um, kind of backtracking. And you don't want to do that because business is already hard enough, business is already frustrating enough. You don't want to backtrack. So make sure you separate those accounts. It's very important that you do that. Number three, you want to apply for some type of credit. Now, there are vendors out there that you can apply for credit with, and more than likely, they will approve you right away. For the most part, even if you're just starting, they even won't go on your personal credit. They will go on the business, and you want to establish a business. Some of them may not give you full reign to go shop everywhere in the store and get a full range of different things for your business, but do what you can do. Start slow, start small. Don't go out there spending thousands of dollars when you know you don't have thousands of dollars to pay back. Borrow what you can pay back. So I say at least $100 because most of them don't report to a credit agency unless you're $50 and above. So it's so important that you do business with vendors and suppliers and creditors who report to credit bureaus because this will enable you to build your credit history. And as a small business owner, it is so important in this decade, in this time of business, that you have business credit. Now, again, I had told you we have failures in business, and I failed when I first started my business because I did not have business credit because you didn't have to have it back then. And then when it was time for us to start building and growing our business, we put a lot of the personal burden on ourselves. And that made our credit bad, made us have to file bankruptcy and all that kind of stuff. So now you don't have to rely on your personal credit. You can rely on your business credit. And I solely advise you to do that, especially when you have it in your mind and your heart that you want to build $1 million business. Okay. We don't go in business to make it a hobby. We go into business to make some money and to change our lives and to create generational wealth as well as build a legacy. Okay. So you want to make sure you apply for some credit. Some creditors that I recommend: Capital One. That was my first business credit card that I got. And then they got the Spark as well, which is a great way to build not only personal credit, but business credit as well. Because Capital One typically asks for your personal guarantee. And so that's called a PG. You want to make sure that I try to separate those two together. Where if they ask for a PG, I just tell them I don't want to get the card because my goal is to build business credit, but it also helps to build your personal credit too. So these people telling you that you don't have to have good personal credit, it helps if you have good personal credit. So as a business owner, you should want both anyway, because a lot of times, a lot of the bigger money volume, dollar volume money assets as it relates to building a business will require some type of PG, personal guarantee. And if you can give that and you got great credit, that just puts you in the driver's seat. That also helps enable you to grow and build your business quicker and faster. Capital One, Brex is another one. Bank of America. So when I'm helping people buy a home, I always recommend that, especially if their credit is bad, to get a secured credit card. You can even get a secured credit card in business. Bank of America has that. A lot of other enterprises, Chase, I think, has one as well. But my first one was with Bank of America, and it was a secure card, and I think it was about $1,000 of my money that I put there, and I paid it back on a regular basis, and then we were able to get a Bank of America card without being secured at that point. So you definitely want to get you some credit right off the back when you start their business. Number four, as I mentioned, you want to start small, charge at least $100, pay it off within 3 or 4 days before it's due, because when it hit the credit report, it will show it paid on time and that you're on top of your game. And then the last thing I just want to make mention to you is that when starting a business, you know, don't think you know everything, because I'm still learning after 30 plus years of being in business. I always consult with people. I have a consultant myself, and I am a consultant. I have a business coach, and I am a business coach. Always be in the learning mode and be teachable, because literally being teachable will help you grow in many areas. Not only will it help you expound on your business, it will help improve your capacity for networking. And so be a mindset that I'm always learning, I'm always excited to grow in my business, and I'm always looking for new ways to make some new connections. And if you follow the steps that I gave you, if you are of the mindset that I want to connect with people who can connect with people who can connect with people, because you never know who knows who, then you will be all right and you will excel and you will succeed as a business owner. So, again, I'm Nichelle. Go ahead and connect with me on TikTok at the Startup CEO. I'm on Facebook, Nichelle Braddox Anderson Womack. I'm also on Instagram at Nichelle Womack. So go connect with me somewhere and do. Okay. So thanks again. Blessings and peace. It has been a pleasure being with you today, and I look forward to speaking with you very soon. Talk to you later. Bye.